The YTPC, Joshua Stewart smoking a pipe up north in the woods. Once again, we're not up north in the woods, but we're still smoking our pipe. If it'll stay lit. There we go. It's time for another codger and a corn cob and tool time Tuesday. We'll get to some of that here, but I'm still recovering from last weekend. It was a busy weekend, late nights, early mornings, out in the weather, but it was a great time. And didn't have much for internet availability. I mean, there was a little bit, but not enough that I could watch or post any videos. But so I'm still catching up for the last several days of videos of all the people that I like to watch and all that fun stuff. Still gathering my thoughts of where I'm at and what I got to be doing. But anyway, Codger and a corn cob. I got my Missouri Meerschaum. I believe it's the legend that I smoke. It's pretty much dedicated to codgers. I don't know if you can read that or not. Got a piece of masking tape on there so I can keep track of it, because I got about a half a dozen of these legends that are dedicated to different blends or types of blends. So this is my Codger corn cob. I've already smoked about 2/3 of the bowl, so it seems to be going out a lot of me. But I guess before I get into the rest of it too, I just want to once again thank Garrett and Katie on that box they sent. They sent way more than we'd agreed on we were going to send each other. And I feel a little bad that I didn't send more with. I told Garrett that like a day after I sent his in the mail, I realized that there was one thing that I forgot to send that he'll get someday, but there might be some extra stuff in there too. You never know. Yeah, I said it. I don't know if anybody else ever does that. I put something at a safe place where I'll remember it, and I forget where that is. Happens way too often. But it was a safe place. Nobody found it, not even me. But I know where it is now, so. So, anyway, in my corn cob, got Sir Walter Raleigh. I don't remember offhand if I've done that for one of the Codger and a corn cob and tool time Tuesdays yet, but, or for that matter, even if I've had it on camera. I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I know I kind of like the stuff. The Sir Walter Raleigh original was probably one of the first 5 Codger blends that I had, or that I bought. In fact, I think I got that one on my very first internet order. It was the very, very first ones I had were the Captain Black Gold and the half and half. And I think this came in that first internet order that I did. I was getting to be a little bit on the fence about pipe smoking at that time. I was only a few weeks into it. Just kind of wondering if this is something that I'm you know, I wasn't getting the enjoyment that I was expecting I would out of it at the time. Or not the enjoyment, but the flavors that I was expecting. And the Sir Walter, maybe it's probably some of the flavors that a lot of guys don't like, but I was getting flavor out of it, and I did kind of like it. So I was at a point after actually had like 2 or 3 bowls, and then I started sipping on it in some way that I was just getting a burst of flavor in my mouth that I kind of enjoyed. I couldn't place my finger on what that flavor was, but now that I've seen other videos on it since that call it like a vinegary flavor, which I kind of like vinegary stuff to some extent. So anyway, I liked it. Yeah, I must not have packed this in there right or something. It's just not staying lit for me. And I also noticed, say, if you know me, you know I kind of like the idea of wilderness living. Obviously, with a family, it's not really a feasible lifestyle option, but kind of live vicariously through like Dick Proenneke. I don't know if people know who he is. I'm sure some of you do, but back in the 60s, he was working as a diesel mechanic in Alaska, and he was living frugally and retired early and built a log cabin with hand tools out in the wilderness of Alaska. And he was kind of like a very first, I don't want to call him a YouTuber, but that he filmed himself doing stuff and had an old wind up film movie camera. And he filmed himself building the cabin and doing some of his daily tasks and stuff like that. And he's got the book that was based off of his journals called One Man's Wilderness, and kind of tells the story of when he built his cabin. And there's some pictures in there too of along the way of him building the cabin. And in one of the pictures, after he's got the cabin done, he's got his little kitchen, which is about a 4-foot slab of wood countertop with all his kitchen supplies on it and baking supplies and cooking, and there right in the middle is a little tub of Sir Walter Raleigh. Well, I haven't watched the documentary about him in a while, so I don't remember seeing him with a pipe in his mouth or not, but that one picture in the book does have that can right clearly on the counter, Sir Walter Raleigh. So I don't know if that was his go-to blend or if that's just what was available in the next week or the next month or whenever he got his grocery shipments in, if it was Velvet or Prince Albert or what, or who knows. But I thought that was kind of interesting. But we better talk about some tools. I was at the swap meet last weekend, and you know, there are tools all over the place. And I did pick up a little something for myself. As some of you know, I'm a tool maker, like tool and die, that kind of work by trade. And found one guy that was selling a bunch of precision tools in fact, he was a tool maker himself, kind of selling off some of his surplus stuff. And I got one of these. Most of you probably don't know what this is, unless you're in the trade. It's a very trade-specific tool. A Starrett, does it say what number it is? Starrett No.220. It's a multi-anvil mic, or multi-anvil micrometer. And it's kind of a slick little deal because it's got up here, you can loosen this knob. You can pull out the little anvil, and you can replace it with different ones. So you can fit, you know, in tight places to measure. Or I've got another one of these at work, and you can put like a dowel pin or something in there if you need to measure the wall thickness of a tube or something like that. If you pull this off, you can actually pull this out. And use it to measure a step. This is accurate to, well, it's got graduations to a 1,000th of an inch, but you can kind of interpolate probably a fourth of that. But like I say, I've got one at work. I've kind of always wanted another one because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to take it apart when you need to go from measuring the step height to a wall thickness or something like that. So I picked up this thing. I bought it for, I don't know, probably 20-25% of new price. And it's in, it definitely doesn't look like brand new, but it's in pretty decent condition. I mean, this thing's probably 40-50 years old already, and you know, taking care of it'll last another 40-50 years. I hope I don't have that much left in my career, but it'll be there if I need to. But anyway, so that's my tool for Tool Time Tuesday. Alright, so, oh, as long as we're talking about swap meet buys, I don't know if you watched Bill Keach's video. He shared that he got a Dr. Grabo, I think it was, system pipe that was a pretty good deal, and he texted me right after he found the place that had that, because they were 1,000 dealers. You can't see everything that everyone has. So he texted me that he found this place that had some pipes and accessories and stuff. Told me where it was, so I went down there, and they had a box that had a dozen or two pipes in it. Some of them were pretty neat, and they were $10 a piece. Some of them were junk, but I did find one that I kind of liked. I don't know if I ever did see if there was a brand name on it. I don't see a brand name unless Synchromatic is the brand name. I don't have any pipes of this shape yet. This one seems like it's in pretty decent shape. Got a real thick cake. I don't know if you can see that or not. We'll need to ream that out, but it's got a little M with a circle, so is that Medico? I don't know. And I don't think any of the pipes that were there were really high-end ones, but, or if there were any Dunhills or anything like that, they got picked out right away. But so yeah, I'll be cleaning this one up and giving it a try. I don't think, yeah, it's got the screw-on stem. Looks like it had a stinger on it one time that got cut off, but should clean up okay. Looking forward to it. So Little extra for our Tool Time Tuesday. So with that, Joshua Stewart smoking a pipe up north in the woods. Have a good day.